the first time with Johnson. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Let's look at this offense now, and let's talk about John Brown.
An exciting young talent from Pittsburgh State, home of the Gorillas. Hard to cover. Great moves in short air. Areas.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
Sean Lee is a linebacker with an exciting mix of tackling ability and coverage skills.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
All right, partner, despite my...
And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They run. It's Johnson. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
What kind of game are we going to have in store for us? I understand the call here if it's the final 2 minutes and you're losing. But this is the opening drive of the game. That is too big a chance for my blood. But give them credit. They got it to pay off.
First down carry here for Johnson. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On second down, Johnson trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue 58. Right. Check. 59.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4.
Blue 58. Regular. All right now.
Johnson. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Regular. Let's go. Sally 19. Sally 19. Get ready. Sally 19. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Andre Ellington, his first carry. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Palmer gives to Johnson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Brandon Carr there to make the stop.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This is turning into a bit of a death march here, the 13th play of this drive.
Here we go.
The tight end changing his position. On 3rd down, Johnson fighting through, fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
You have to love and admire the effort because he almost broke free in the backfield, but you also have to love and admire what the defense did. Swarmed the play and made sure he couldn't get anywhere. A loss of yardage.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive.
Here we go. Regular.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over here 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol.
Come on, let's go. Ohio. Let's go.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
When the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there, it doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off, didn't have to knock anyone to the side, didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished the drive.
Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position, help out your team.
swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. The play clock's running down, and no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. Then the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
The busy night continues for Johnson. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
He's quite an eyeful, isn't he? Big, strong, physical guy. When he came out of school and when I looked at my draft board, I went back through my notes to see how I had him rated. The number 2 back on my board coming out of college. Why? As I mentioned, big, strong, powerful guy, faster than you would think, and has the ability to catch the football out of the backfield, something that we didn't know he truly possessed. We saw that in the offseason workouts. Now he's putting his running ability to good use in the NFL.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Time running out here on the play clock. Room here to run. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's one the defender will hear about later from his teammates. He's got the quarterback in his grasp, but lets him break the tackle.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Get this one down to about the 27. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And now they're in the hurry up. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll run again here with Dunbar. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Partner, it's decision time now. I know it's still just the second quarter, but you have an opportunity to either kick the field goal or go for it and try and score a big-time touchdown. This is why the head coaches get paid the big bucks.
Here we go. Black round. Here we go.
They'll run it with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. Second down following the run. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They go to Elliott again. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
In motion here is Witten. They'll need to get the play off quickly. A first down carry by Elliott. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On the counter, Elliott. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
The give is to Elliott. And down to the 36-yard line here. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Another pistol look here. Now the backup, Darren McFadden. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Now with Dunbar. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on fourth down. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Running with Elliott. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
It would have been a long field goal attempt, so when you only need a few inches, this, to me, is the right decision. And they wind up picking up the conversion on 4th down.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. He's going to get the football. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense. But a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Play clock winding down. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Here we go.
Now Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They've been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Get ready. Blue 95. Blue 95.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll run it now out of the gun. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
On third down, Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Not only touchdown number 2 for him, but a big run to boot. However, still trailing.
Still trailing, but not because of his efforts. Boy, he's playing really well, and I love his long speed there, right? Able to get out there and burst all the way to the end zone, and smart enough to keep the ball in his hands and get into the end zone for the touchdown. In 2016, on all levels of football, we're seeing guys drop it before the goal line. What's the rule, Brandon? Run into the goalpost.
That's right.
Before you drop the ball.
That.
There you go.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They run. It's Johnson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 6 on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
Wow. That one took some guts. If this doesn't work, you're handing them incredible field position, but this head coach is undaunted, and he makes the call to go for it, and I'll be darned if they don't get the first down.
They come out here in the eye. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Mike 5'9". Mike 5'9". See. Nickel.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Get ready. Wide 18. Wide 18. 59. Mike is 59.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's go.
Here we go with Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Let's go!
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And they'll get it up the middle. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, it's Elliott. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38! Mike 20!
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get...
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So 2nd and 10 here.
Regular. Here we go. Blue 95. Blue
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On second down, Johnson. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On third down, Johnson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. They'll run it now out of the gun. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Glendale.
Turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil, I said, I ain't trying to sin. Yeah. No, I ain't trying to sin. Yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. In today's game, we have a matchup of two big targets from the 2014 NFL Draft class. It's Mike Evans versus Kelvin Benjamin. With that, let's get up to Charlotte, North Carolina, as we bring in our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And we welcome all of our viewers Steelers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. The first carry now for Doug Martin. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Here's the offense, and highlighted as a guy who gave himself his own nickname, the Dugginator.
Brandon, you really can't nickname yourself, but if he keeps running at this level, he'll have plenty of good nicknames to choose from.
The play clock's running down. On second down, Martin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they can be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. Well, that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
First down, here's the run with Martin. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
Luke Kuechly is absolutely amazing. Maybe the best middle linebacker in the game. Not only is he cerebral, this guy's athleticism is off the charts.
Time running out here on the play clock. Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day. And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. He'll get 3 up to midfield. A.J. Klein on the tackle there. They'll need to get the play off quickly from the pistol. They'll run with Martin. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Following the penalty, Martin. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Play clock winding down. They run the counter with Martin, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle.
And now loose football, fumble. Martin lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. And the play clock's running down. And now with the play clock almost to zero, Dirk Cutter's going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Little motion now from the tight end. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll run for it. Martin. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They run again on first down. Martin. So he got 3 on 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. The first carry here for Jaquez Rogers. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're on the march, but facing a third down here. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
What a terrific way to open things up in this game. They've established dominance early, and that's all teams talk about each and every week. Who's going to take control, who's going to win the line of scrimmage, and who's going to get the running game going, and that's what they're doing. Right now, they've tilted the field to where they are actually running downhill, as we like to say, and it's really hard for defenders to equal that out.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Time running out here on the play clock. And now with the play clock almost to 0, Dirk Cutter's going to burn a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Now Sims. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use the speed to get there in the run game.
3rd down, it's Doug Martin. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tackles.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Call it a pickup of 7, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Martin, and he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Doug Martin taking it in from a yard out, and the Bucs are able to strike for 6. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
This is Stewart. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. And the numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards. 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line, he's a terrific runner because he knows how to get there, and he can run through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season.
There goes Jonathan Stewart. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Stewart, 32 yards. And the Panthers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball, too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. So the ball switches back over to Tampa Bay, and as they get set in place on offense, Charles, talk about the running game and the O-line, where they stack up going into next year, because Doug Martin was only active for 8 games this last season. Rushing total dropped down to 400 yards, basically.
Yeah, they were fortunate they picked up Jaquiz Rogers during the year, and he gave them some nice games throughout, but I start with the offensive line. They've got some good building blocks. Left tackle Donovan Smith, guard Ali Marpet. Great places to begin. I think they'll continue to try and fortify that offensive line, because that will help whoever becomes their primary ball carrier.
There's Martin as they begin on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Another pistol look here. They run it again with Martin. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on third down. One man in the backfield, that's Martin.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Play clock winding down. And the tight end goes in motion left. Oh, the motion comes too late. And this is going to be a delay. And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on third down. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Running for it. Here's Martin. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 3. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So the offense has it 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They give to Martin. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run. Probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And they're going to speed things up here.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. And off comes to Martin. And some room to work. There goes Doug Martin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Doug Martin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Stewart is the lone setback. He'll get the football here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. And the inaugural carry here for Fonzie Whitaker. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down following the run. They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8.
Come on now. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there on 3rd and 8. 46 yards on the ground. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Again, they'll go on the ground with Whitaker. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
Come on now.
So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. Following the penalty, here's Stewart. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And the big tight end shifting around. They'll run for it. It's Stewart. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. The tight end in motion right. Again, it's Martin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Charles Johnson's stock in trade is coming off the edge and getting to the quarterback. He knows how to make some of those subtle moves inside to help in the run game, and he did it right there.
He's an athlete back in high school, played football, basketball, track, so he's a mobile guy.
Mobile guy, made a nice play against the run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. This is Stewart again. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for a loss.
Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They're going to run. This is Stewart. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They start the drive with Martin. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Second down, 8. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On 2nd down, Martin. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now Martin. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Winston with a give to Martin. shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
And when you think about the history of Buccaneer football, it used to be Mike Allstott in short yardage situations. Now it's Doug Martin. And he gets those legs churning here, and they'll wind up converting on 4th down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Tackle made by Thomas Davis.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do. And if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
First down, here's the run with Martin. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that.
So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. And they'll give it to him here. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Doug Martin, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves, let's get back out there and move the ball again?
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for it in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about yourselves.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take them to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They go back to Stewart on 1st. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Here's Whitaker. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Another run for Stewart. He's been busy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs have just about wrapped up the victory. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. And you know, Charles, divisional wins always loom a little bit larger, and they especially come into play later in the season. Sometimes they count as 2.
Exactly. It's the team that wins. If you beat that other team and they have to beat you late, they need that extra one. If you already have a win over them, it kind of cancels out what they can do.
And you know who does not like divisional losses and who loves divisional wins? Fan bases. You hear a little bit more that week if you win or you lose. The chatter starts, doesn't it?
Oh, indeed it does. And let's face it, if you're family and one team likes one team likes the other, you're going to be on the phone right away talking to your family and lording